Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a quick fire assumptions video where I, as unedited as possible, just answer all of your questions that you guys sent in to me when I gave you the heads up that I'd be filming this video. So just wanted to let you know that the noise in the background is my fan. It's so hot today, it's the hottest day we've had in ages, and I know I always say that, but today it's actually 25 degrees and it's really hot. So both of my windows have to be open and my fan has got to be on. So if it affects the sound quality, then I'm really sorry, but it's literally a case of me sweating and having an allergic reaction and this video coming to an end early, or having a little bit of noise in the background and me being able to get through it. So I know which one I prefer. So like I say, you guys have sent in some questions. I'm going to be buzzing through them today, answering them as truthfully as I can. I will tell you guys the 100% truth, and also at the end of this video I will be announcing who won my little mini giveaway, because I said that whoever sent in the juiciest question or the most out there question, I'd send a little makeup and skincare package too. So we'll cover that at the end of the video, but if you're just here to find out if you won the giveaway, just skip through because I will be announcing the winner right at the end of this video. So I'm going to be reading these from my phone. So the first assumption that someone sent in, these are all anonymous by the way, is the way that I decided to do it, just to kind of keep things interesting, and I felt like it would urge people to send in more daring questions as well. Someone's just started cutting their grass. I can't complain. I just can't. I can't complain. So please, you guys, don't get onto me for the sound in the background, because there's nothing I can do about it. I promise you, it annoys me just as much, if not more. So the first assumption is you've done drugs. So as you guys know, I do smoke weed, so I guess that's considered a drug, although I never think of it as being like a real drug. I guess I have to be fair and admit that it is. So obviously I've tried smoking weed. I'm worried about my neighbours hearing this because my window's being open, but so when I was a little bit younger I tried ecstasy like 1 or 2 times. I've also tried cocaine before. This is making me sound awful. Just bearing in mind, I don't do any of this shit now. This was when I was much younger, I used to go to parties and raves, and it's not the case that I was just banging loads of stuff every weekend. It was just that these are the things that I've tried. So yeah, don't judge me for that. That's not something that I in any way encourage or condone. And given the opportunity to go back, I really would avoid those things, because at the end of the day you never know how you're going to react to it. And certainly now, with the way that my body is now, I certainly would never try anything like that, because I know how sensitive my body is. So not something I encourage, but I had to be truthful. The next one is you want children at a young age. That's not true, because I'm fairly young now. I'm 22 and I could have definitely had children younger than 22 and I haven't. But I think for me, I love children, I really do. I love babies, I love toddlers, I love children. I think they're a blessing. But with that being said, I don't think it's fair to bring anyone into this world without me being ready and equipped to look after them and take care of them properly. You know, I still live with my parents. For me, I at least want to buy a house before I start thinking about having babies. And there's a lot of things with my health and stuff that I need to iron out before I start trying to have babies and, you know, trying to add extra stresses and responsibilities to my life. I'm thinking maybe my late 20s, early 30s. The next one, you're bisexual. I actually don't think I am. This one's a weird one for me though, because I just appreciate beauty. I don't necessarily care if it's a beautiful boy or a beautiful girl. If I find someone beautiful, I find someone beautiful. And you know, in the past I have definitely been attracted to women, in the sense I've been you are amazing, and quite freely I've said, oh my god, I fancy her so much, just as much as I've said, oh, I fancy him so much and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I've never had any sexual contact with another woman, so I wouldn't actually know. I've only ever been in relationship with men. I'm obviously in a long-term relationship with a man at the moment, and that is the only way I see myself being in a relationship. I don't imagine myself ever being in a relationship with a woman, but at the end of the day I believe that you can fall in love with anyone, and because of that I just don't know. This next assumption is that I'm planning a secret wedding with Mark. They put his name as Mike though. Sorry, who's Mike? Sorry, Mike, I don't know who that man is.
I hate to say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is.
That I'm planning a secret wedding with Mark and not telling you guys, Plus, I don't pick people in other continents as giveaway winners because the shipping is too expensive. So they're two separate assumptions. So first one, no, I'm not planning a secret wedding. I'm still waiting for Mark to propose at this point. Like, we're not engaged, so no, we're not planning a secret wedding. As far as I'm concerned, we're still babies. Like, we've still got so much more to experience and to learn about ourselves and to learn about each other before we reach that point. So although that is something that we talk about, like, we do talk about, like, oh, when we get married, not like if we get married, we do say when, but we're not engaged and we haven't made any plans to get married, so sorry. And also, I pick my giveaway winners completely at random. Like, the last giveaway that I did, that was my first ever one, like the only one that I've ever done. And with that one, I literally put everyone that entered into a random name picker. So that one was completely at random. It was completely by chance that people in the UK won the giveaway. But obviously, a large percentage of my audience are from the UK. So obviously, if I have less people who view my videos in different countries, then maybe it gives them a little bit less of a chance. But obviously, this giveaway for this video has been based on the most exciting question, so again, that one isn't going to take into consideration where you're based, but I will definitely note that some of you guys dotted around the world do feel a little bit left out in the giveaway side of things, and I'll make sure there's like an international winner and maybe like a UK winner, or maybe make sure that they're just all international winners that time. I'm not sure, but thank you for bringing that to my attention. This one, so this assumption says that Mark has to be careful where he finishes, because if it gets on you, it will cause an allergic reaction. I feel like we're just sharing all our secrets, apart from I'm the only one that's being exposed right now. Like, I feel like I'm at a sleepover, but being bullied. But basically, yeah, like, obviously we are careful when we have sex. Like, obviously he tries to be as considerate as he can, because obviously it's not going to be enjoyable if I come out of it like in loads of pain, or more pain than is necessary. So yeah, of course, like, he doesn't just fucking pull it out and just like explode everywhere. But I'm on like contraception anyway, so like birth control if you're American. So more time he just... The next assumption says, I assume that you are having constant allergic reactions daily and it keeps you up at night due to the amount of pain it causes, simply because there isn't a good enough aircon in the house to cool it down enough so it's not too hot, and you can't even use medication because it doesn't help. And then in brackets it says, I have acrogenic pruritus as well. So I knew that this question was like either from me and I didn't remember, or this would be someone who knows my struggle, like knows the plight. And that assumption is 100% true. Like, you are 100% right. Like, most of my nights are disturbed, if not sleepless. Obviously, being allergic to your own sweat is just beyond difficult. You have no control over how much you sweat. You have no control over what the temperature is going to be. So yeah, it is near enough impossible, but it is what it is, and I try my hardest to just get on with it. And then the next one, it says, having sex with your condition, how is it possible, and does it mean you only have sex like once a month? Because honestly, I'm sweating from the moment we start kissing. I don't know how you deal with it, because pain, unless you've got a kink, is the biggest turn off. So I'd be like, nah bro, don't come near me. That is a good point. I like this question, to be fair. It is difficult, like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, obviously I've mentioned before, like, sex, you do get hot, you do get sweaty, but to be honest, I just always have a fan pointing on us. Like, you know, if things start to get heated, I'm kind of like, wait there, let me go turn on the fan, and I literally just direct it straight at us, so it's like a big gust of wind at all times, which will keep us both cool. So obviously, like, stops me from starting to sweat, and will hopefully keep Mark from like sweating and passing it on to me, because obviously that's a problem as well. But it's kind of just about having a partner who understands you and respects the fact that it's not going to be enjoyable if I'm in pain. So, you know, it's just about communicating really, and making sure that Mark understands what I need and where I need him to be careful. But yeah, sometimes, I'm not going to lie, like, if I've had a day of really bad allergic reactions and he comes near me, I'm like, bro, but only sometimes. The next one says, I assume that you are so unhappy with your allergy that you go through depression, or is actually very unhappy with your life due to the lack of activity. So that's not true and that's not untrue. Like, I do get depressed. I do have days where I just wake up and think, fuck this. But I don't feel like I hate my life because of having my condition. I just feel that I'm very aware that things have to be different in order for me to feel normal. So I don't have a routine. I don't have a set time that I can wake up every day. I can't just like jump in the shower and then go out afterwards. Like, there are certain things that I have to really plan out and make sure that I'm really careful with, which obviously at some points can be really depressing, and it can bring you down and make you feel like isolated and different. But at the end of the day, I just kind of keep it in my mind, all of the positive things that I have got from the situation that I'm in, all of the opportunities that I've gained from YouTube, all of the people that I've met, the lessons that I've learned, the strength that I've gained. I just try and focus on those aspects when I feel myself starting to slip into depression over my situation, because at the end of the day, it's completely out of my control. There's nothing I can do to stop it, and this is the only life I have. Like, I don't get to switch. I've got to learn to embrace it, and that's what I'm trying to do. There's definitely always room for improvement with that. I could always definitely be happier or more positive, but yeah. The next assumption is that I have a college degree or want to get one. This person's just curious if I was able to get a degree before things got bad, or was I just working up until that point. So I never went on to get a degree. I chose not to go to university. I chose to work full-time instead. At the time where I was in my life at that point, I wasn't extremely ill when I made that decision, or nowhere near as ill as I am now when I made that decision. So yeah, I was in a job part-time that I really enjoyed, and then I started to realise that there were some opportunities in that job for me where I could work my way up, and I kind of just took hold of that and committed myself to that, and then during that process, while I was working full-time, was when my skin condition started to worsen and my health started to get really bad, to the point where I wasn't able to keep up with that. So at this point in my life, I don't know if I wish that I continued with my education. I suppose it would make me feel more like it would be a nice safety net to fall back on. It would definitely make me feel a little bit calmer about the fact that I'm now unemployed and with this illness. Like, because if I were to ever start to get better, or this illness were to go away, like, I would have to then reintroduce myself into the world of working, which I don't think would be difficult, but it would maybe feel a little bit sad for me, because I would maybe feel a little bit vulnerable stepping back into the world with qualifications that I didn't necessarily need when I was like 18, but I might need at an older age. So you know, it's something that I definitely think about. I always think, like, do I need to pursue my education? But at the end of the day, I just don't think it's right for me right now, with my health being the way that it is. My number one thing being that I can't commit to things. I wouldn't ever be able to commit to classes or anything like that at this point in my life. So maybe in the future it's something that I'd look into, but for now I'm kind of just happy with where I'm at. I'm happy with trying to develop my skills on YouTube, you know, with editing, with being a social media presence. And then the last question, I like this one. It says, you're 100% that bitch. You know what you want, how to get it, and you won't stop until you get it. People are scared to cross your path because you make their dreams look like nightmares. That one's scary. That last line is a bit scary. It makes you sound like an evil bitch. But I'd like to think that I am 100% that bitch. You know, we all have days where we question ourselves. There are some days where I wake up and I think, oh my god, what if I'm the worst YouTuber ever? There are just some days like that where you doubt yourself and you're not going to believe in yourself, and you're not going to truly believe that you're that bitch. But at the end of the day, I remind myself that I'm that bitch because I'm strong. Like, I can still smile, I can still make jokes, I can still find the energy to beat my face. Like, I'm proud of the fact that I am strong and what I've been through and what I can push through when I put my mind to it. And because of that reason, it doesn't really matter what I look like, if I'm wigless, if I've got no makeup on, you know, if I've been itching all day, it doesn't matter to me at the end of the day if I'm still a strong ass bitch. And I know that I am, period. So yeah, I'm going to agree with that one. That one's true. And those are all of the assumptions that you guys sent in to me. So thank you guys for taking part. I really appreciate you sending in all of your assumptions. I'm really, really sorry if I didn't include one that you sent in. I got way more than I expected. Honestly, I was quite surprised. I felt like it would be pushing it to include every single question, because some of them weren't assumptions. Some of them were just straight up questions, and I just felt like we'll stay on topic. We'll stick to the ones that are truly assumptions and try and keep this video as short and sweet as possible. So I'm going to announce the giveaway winner, but first off, I'm going to show you you what you're going to win. So there is a picture on the screen for you now of your prize. It includes some skincare bits, some makeup bits in there, some brands that I literally swear by, and this is the prize that is going to be sent out to the person who sent in the most interesting question for this video. So the person who I think that sent in the most interesting question was the person who asked about where Mark finishes, because it made me the most embarrassed, so I felt like that would make it the most inappropriate question. So it's this question that's on the screen now. So because it's anonymous, obviously only I know who sent that question, so I'm going to contact them over on Instagram, which is where they DM'd me. I'm going to get their address from them and send over their goodies to them ASAP. So I'm really sorry if you didn't win this time, but I will be running future giveaways, so make sure that you subscribe to my channel, get your notification bells turned on so that you always know when I upload a new video, which is where obviously I'll announce new giveaways. So it's best to just stay on top of my channel, stay on top of my videos, keep up to date for your best chance of winning any of my future giveaways. If you don't already, then make sure that you're heading over to my Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, making sure that you're adding me up and following me on all of those social media accounts to keep in touch with me. As always, angels, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.